My wedding day was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. And it was, for exactly 4 hours. Then my brother stood up with a microphone and made sure everyone forgot I even existed. Hey everyone, welcome back to Verdict Stories. Today's story comes from Reddit's r/AmItheAsshole, and I have to say, when I first read this one, my jaw literally dropped. This is one of the most selfish things I have ever heard someone do at a wedding. Let's get into it. My name is Emma. I'm 32 years old. I have a younger brother named Tom who is 29, and last September I married the love of my life, David, after 5 years together. I want to paint you a picture of what this wedding meant to me. David and I saved for 3 years to afford it. We chose every single detail together, the venue, the flowers, the food, the music. My dress took 8 months to find. 8 months. I visited 11 bridal boutiques. I cried in 4 of them. When I finally found the right one, I stood in front of the mirror and I just knew. This day was everything to me. Tom and I have always had a complicated relationship. He's the classic younger sibling who was never told no. My parents adored him in a way that was sometimes hard to watch. Growing up, he would interrupt, overstep, make everything about himself, and my parents would laugh it off as just Tom being Tom. I love my brother, but I have spent my entire life being the one who steps aside. Not on my wedding day. That was the one day I asked the universe, just give me this one day. Tom's wife Lisa had been pregnant before the wedding. They found out about 6 weeks before our big day, and Tom called me. I will give him this. Tom called me the week before the wedding and told me. He said they were beyond excited, that the baby was due in May, and that they couldn't wait to share the news with the family. I said, Tom, I'm so happy for you. But please wait until after the wedding to announce it publicly. Give me my day. He said, of course. Obviously. Are you kidding me? It's your day, Emma. I believed him. The wedding was beautiful. The ceremony made me cry. David cried too, which made me cry harder. My dad walked me down the aisle and squeezed my hand and said, I'm so proud of you and I will remember that moment forever. The reception started perfectly. Cocktail hour, dinner, speeches. My maid of honor gave a speech that had the whole room laughing and crying at the same time. David's best man told a story about their college days that I had never heard before. Then Tom stood up. He hadn't been scheduled to give a speech. There was no speech from Tom on the program. But somehow he had gotten hold of the microphone, and he stood up in the middle of the reception, right between dinner and the first dance, and he tapped the glass and said, He looked across the room at Lisa, who was already crying happy tears, and he said, in front of 140 guests, with his arm in the air like he was accepting an award, Lisa and I are pregnant. We're going to have a baby. The room exploded. Everyone stood up. Everyone started clapping and cheering and going to hug them. My mom burst into tears. My aunts were screaming. Phones were out taking photos and videos of Tom and Lisa. And I sat at the head table at my own wedding, in my 8-month dress, and I watched my entire reception turn into my brother's pregnancy announcement party. For 20 minutes, I counted, for 20 minutes the attention was entirely on Tom and Lisa. People were crying, hugging, asking about due dates, talking about names. The DJ didn't know what to do, so he just let it happen. My first dance was delayed by half an hour. David reached under the table and held my hand. He didn't say anything. He didn't have to. After the wedding, I didn't say anything to Tom. We hugged at the end of the night, I smiled for photos. I was a professional. I was the bigger person. But when David and I got back to our hotel room that night, I sat on the edge of the bed in my wedding dress and I cried. Not happy tears. The other kind. 3 days later, while we were still on our honeymoon, I checked Instagram. The top post on my family's accounts was not a photo from my wedding. It was Tom and Lisa's pregnancy announcement, the one from my reception. It had hundreds of comments. It was framed as a beautiful surprise moment at a family gathering. A family gathering. My wedding was described as a family gathering. I put my phone down, looked at David, and said, I'm not ready to talk to Tom yet. That was 8 months ago. I have not spoken to Tom since the wedding. My parents think I'm being dramatic. My mom said Tom was just excited and that I should be happy for them. She said the baby is almost here now and I'm going to miss out on being an aunt because of a 5-minute speech. It wasn't 5 minutes. It was 20. And it wasn't a speech. It was a hijacking. My dad pulled me aside at Christmas, which I attended briefly for the sake of my parents, and told me that Tom felt terrible about what happened and that he had tried to call me several times. I said, I know. I haven't been ready. My dad said, Emma, life is short. I said, I know. That's why I wanted one day that was just mine. He didn't have anything to say to that. I posted on Reddit because I genuinely wasn't sure anymore. 8 months is a long time to hold on to anger. Was the silent treatment too harsh? Was I the asshole for cutting off my brother over one moment, even a terrible one? Reddit did not think I was the asshole. The top comment, with over 47,000 upvotes, said, he looked you in the eyes 1 week before your wedding and promised he would wait. Then he didn't. This isn't about the announcement. It's about the promise he broke. NTA. Another comment said, the fact that they described your wedding as a family gathering in the Instagram post tells you everything. They knew exactly what they were doing. And one comment that I keep thinking about said, your parents keep saying life is short. But they never say that to Tom. They only say it to you, the one who was wronged. Notice that. I noticed it. I don't know what the future looks like with Tom. The baby will be born in a few weeks. I am going to have to make a decision about whether I want to be in that child's life. And I want to be. I genuinely do. The baby is innocent in all of this. But I also know that if I just show up and act like nothing happened, the message I send is, it's okay. You can do anything to me. I will always come back. And I'm not sure I'm ready to send that message yet. Was I the asshole for going silent for 8 months? Reddit said no. For once, I think they're right. Let me know in the comments, would you have forgiven Tom sooner? Or would you have done the same thing? Drop your verdict below. If you're new here, welcome to Verdict Stories. I post new stories every week. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. See you soon.